All right, hello traders. It's Monday, November 4th, 2024, day before Election Day. So big day tomorrow for the country as you get out and hopefully vote. If you haven't voted already, then make sure you're voting tomorrow. Otherwise, don't complain. I'm sure you'll complain either way, but we'll see what happens. We've got some characters running for office. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to get political on you and give you how I'm voting. And both are knuckleheads. I'm more concerned about Congress. I want to make sure Congress either stays mixed. I think that's the best thing, as opposed to turning all one color for either candidate. That might be the worst thing for us because we want to make sure that from the market standpoint, things don't get too crazy and out of control. The market doesn't like the unknown. So hopefully we'll know who the president is by Wednesday or Thursday. I'm guessing we won't know who the president is for 2 or 3 weeks, but who knows what could happen. Maybe as long as at least the Congress is settled, and if we got a split House and Senate, I don't think that's the worst thing for everybody. I'm sure some of you will give me your political views on things. And yes, would it be great that my candidate wins and then we load up the House and the Senate so we can pass whatever we want? Sure, that could be great depending on what they choose to do. I don't love either one of these two yo-yos, so we'll see what happens. It's unfortunate in this day and age. And again, I pretty much always on one side of the fence, and I really don't you know, I really don't deviate from that. So I know where I'm going and I know where I'm voting, but it's really a shame. I talked about this with members today that the smartest people in our society are not involved in running our government. Okay. We've got idiots in the White House. We've got idiots in Congress. We've got people that are 9,000 years old in Congress that have no clue about anything that's going on. Yet all of our great companies out there, from the Apples to the Nvidias to the Googles to the Amazons and so forth. Great leaders, the Teslas of the world. Whatever you think about Elon Musk from a political standpoint, the guy's a smart dude. He's got a great company. He makes great innovations. He's leading the world forward with some of his innovations and inventions. So, again, none of these people are actually running our country, but that's enough that I'll say on that. But we'll hopefully get this over with soon and get our volatility back down. And I'm looking for a little bit of that vol crush to help us out with our premium selling trades. We'll take a quick look at the market. I'm going to tell you how I election proofed my portfolio today and spent quite a bit of time on a Zoom today showing what I'm looking to do and evaluating positions and why take some off, leave some on. But I want to really avoid any big election, post-election, let's say, surprises with the market selling off or potentially even rallying crazy. Either way is not great. I would like the market to just continue doing what it's doing and going up slowly and steadily like our income is doing. But we did election proof our portfolio so that whatever way it goes, hopefully we're in really, really good shape. Moving forward, we also had bonds put in a pretty nice day today. Certainly helped our positions since we're heavy in bonds. Here, let's see if it can continue, okay, to base out and maybe start to move higher. Maybe the bond vigilantes are done for now or just taking a break until the election's over. Who knows what's going on, but we'll take the fact that bonds had a really nice up day, really great for our P&L, which is not the biggest thing, but we did close a bunch of trades today, so we have a really good realized P&L versus the net lick that goes up and down with the markets and what have you. But really great day today. So I think we closed out between the main trading account, we closed over $4,600 in trades and about another 3,300 in the investing account. So overall, about a $8,000 day. So over $8,000 in gains. I'm sure I could create a thumbnail or something for YouTube. Hey, I made $8,000 in 15 minutes. No, you didn't. You just sold some premium, and until you actually close the trade is when you make money. So I'm not going to post that I made $8,000 in 15 minutes today, like these other yo-yos do. You only make money when you close a trade. It's only money when it's realized gains, not unrealized, not premium selling. Don't tell me you made $7,000 in 3 minutes or 7 minutes or something. You did not. Okay. You opened a trade. So we'll see what happens, but okay, we closed trades today for $8,000. Okay. I could talk about premium selling all day long and how much money you make premium selling, but unless you actually gain on it, it doesn't mean anything. But we actually booked $8,000 in realized gains today. So let's take a quick look at the market. That's enough on that. I want to share how I election proof the account. Let's take a look at the markets really quickly, and then we'll move to the accounts and the trades. Looking at ES today, was a little bit of a down day, but mostly just flat. If you're looking at the daily chart, we're hanging right around the 50-day moving average, which is not much different than where we were on Friday or where we closed on Thursday after a pretty good down day. However, on the daily chart, everything from an indicator standpoint is pointing lower, but we're getting into some oversold potential territories. Maybe we get a bounce from here. We'll see. I wouldn't expect big moves tomorrow. We'll wait and see what happens on Wednesday. And then we got the Fed this week as well. On the weekly chart, though, things still look good. Okay. Still trending up. You got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then this little pullback here, well above the 21-day moving average. Things tipping over a bit. Okay, but that's all good. We want to see this stair step higher, lower, higher, lower. Piece just stair stepping up. So overall, still bullish, but very cautious. We got this election. Can't wait to get it out of the way. I'm just tired of getting texts from everybody that I don't know that somehow got my number. And I'm also getting tired of the TV ads. I hate it. I hate our political system. I hate it with a passion. I wish these people would go away and be replaced by some kind of smarter people or AI, but you can't get what you want. So we trade what we see here, and what we see on oil is a nice bounce here. Now we are in a downtrend. Now we've had lower lows, lower high, lower low, and now we're really trying to work on a higher high, maybe to break this little downtrend that we have going on the daily. Things are turning around on oil. MACD rising, RSI rising, squeeze rising, STOMO rising. Everything looks good. The weekly still in a bit of a downtrend, maybe finding some support in here. We had an oil trade. I actually sold some naked puts on oil last week. And what I did today is I actually bought puts below there and turned my naked puts into a put credit spread. So I turned into a put credit spread, saved me about $25,000 in buying power, which I'm going to just keep that powder dry. We'll wait till the election over and then we'll put it to use and we'll start to generate some more cash with that. We still have a great put credit spread. I'm happy with where we are on that particular trade. Bonds, really nice day today. Big gap up in bonds off of these lows. We hit the bottom end of the Bollinger Band on, which is flattened out for sure, on Friday, and we bounced off that today. We sold off a bit midday, give about half of it back, and then we finished up, a little bit higher towards the end of the day. From a technical perspective, things look decent. You got MACD moving its way higher and very oversold. You got the RSI oversold and bouncing, squeeze momentum turning and moving higher. You got the stochastic momentum. Everything looks good from a technical standpoint. However, I don't know if bonds are trading on technicals right now. You got people buying bonds, and I think a ton of banks, institutions holding on to bonds. They may be selling calls against them, which is the right thing to be doing. That's what I'm doing as well. I've got long bonds in here, or I've got short puts on bonds. Either way, I'm long on bonds and I'm selling calls, and I just keep generating cash, 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 cash as we wait for the bonds to find a base here and start to move higher. We are expecting a 25 basis point cut this week from the Fed. With all the election nonsense, I don't think the Fed's going to deviate from that. I don't think throwing in a no point move on this week is really going to serve anybody good, especially if the election is kind of in flux and there's a lot going on. And it looks pretty solid, like there's a 90 some percent chance of a 25 basis point cut. So I think that looks good. That'll keep bonds hopefully where they are. We don't need them to go down. We don't need them to go up a ton. We just need them to hang where they are. And if that happens, we're going to be in great shape with uh, our trades that we have in bonds. All right, really quickly, taking a look at gold. Been taking a break the last couple days. Came down in here. Weekly, super strong, super overbought. The daily definitely coming off of overbought territory back to the 13 EMA. Let's see if we get to the 21 and then does gold bounce again off of that. We'll see. We are in copper. Copper has been in, this is a trade that's in our account right now. So we've got a really nice put credit spread trade on copper. It's been up, then down, had a downtrend. Now it's in an uptrend, moving higher. And if we look at this volatility box that we've been in balance now for almost 4 weeks, breaking out today. We do have a put credit spread in copper. I like copper. I like where it is right now. It's possible we're going to see another round of stimulus in China. That should spur copper even more. I like where it is. Technicals look great. Everything's rising. MACD's been, moving its way higher. RSI is moving its way higher. Still nowhere near overbought, so it's doing great overall. Squeeze moving higher in a squeeze, so potentially we see a squeeze breakout shortly here on copper. You can see the Bollinger Bands pinching in pretty tightly here. I think we got a move on copper coming, and everything looks to be pointing potentially to the upside, but definitely breaking out of this band that we've been in. So we're bullish copper, and we've got a copper trade on. We are not trading anything right now on silver. So silver just continues to hang in there. It's kind of like gold. It's been moving up now, a little bit of a recent pullback. Nothing to trade on silver, maybe even a double top. Don't love it here. The Aussie dollar has been pulling back significantly. The US dollar has been on an absolute tear. And if you look at the US dollar, okay, we started just ripping on the end of September. So in all the whole month of October, we ripped higher. Now we've been consolidating on the dollar at this point, running a little bit out of steam on the daily. And then if we look at the Aussie dollar, okay, it started selling off right on that same time period. So again, just super correlated with the US dollar on the Aussie dollar here. But I think where it is not a bad spot. And I don't want to make a trade yet, but I don't think this is the worst spot to put in maybe a put credit spread. Not ready to strangle it yet, but we're getting there. I'd like to see a little bit more of a sideways move, some consolidation here on that. And I think we're in good shape. Looking at the NASDAQ, nowhere near as strong as the S&P, and breaking out to the downside of this rising wedge, which is not really great. So it's been struggling for the last 3 sessions and does not look good. So momentum is to the downside on the daily. On the weekly, we still look good. We're not hitting new highs, but that's all good. The momentum is still, for the most part, to the upside overall. Staying away from the NASDAQ and most of those big name tech stocks. Now, on the day today, now RTY, which is the Russell, okay, so the Russell had a really pretty good day today. Everything else falling, the S&P, the NASDAQ falling, but RTY, the small caps, had a really nice day. We do have a put credit spread in here. Great day today. So that trades up on us for the day, and we've been in this really tight range now for, I don't know, what is it, 2 full months at least, dating back to the beginning of September. So all of September, all of October, and just sideways trading. I think a strangle would be great in here. I'm more worried about the up or downside with the election, so I'm staying out of that. But we're going to leave this trade on heading into the election. But we do have a put credit spread on RTY, and I think small caps are still looking good here. And on the daily chart, oversold. I like where we are for an opportunity here. Do I want to hold over the election? That is yet to be determined. So we'll see. Anyway, there's where we are. Not a good day in tech land. Apple continues to look terrible. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett is just dumping it left and right, hand over fist. He's getting out of Apple. My guess is he will be all out of Apple. And it was 50% of Berkshire Hathaway. He is just piling up cash. This is, I believe he's at 33% cash to total value, which I believe, according to Josh Brown, I think he said today with his researchers, it's like the third highest level and only by a fraction. He's between 33 and 34% cash. So it's the most cash Warren Buffett has been in almost ever. And I think that's something that you should pay attention to. And the fact that he jettisoned everything that he has in Apple pretty much, I think that should make you take notice. I'm staying away from Apple. I don't like it. I don't like the chart. I don't like the company. I don't like where they're going. I think I'll stay out of it. I think there's better plays out there. Microsoft struggling in here. This does not look great. Like I said, NASDAQ stocks. Amazon, I think, does look good. I love the pullback. I want into Amazon. Great company, good earnings. Everything's solid lined up for Amazon. I think if you get any more pullback in here, it's going to be a really great opportunity. It's one of my top leap buys in the investing account, or leap selling leap puts as well, either one. But it's going to be one of my top investments heading outside of the election here. I'll probably sell naked puts to get in my leaps at a nice cost. I'm shooting for something probably around the 165 level or so. For Amazon, Meta struggling down another percent today. Doesn't look great. Google. Google's another one I like. Now, this one, again, isn't breaking through all kinds of support levels. So I do like Google as well. I know there's some government actions, but I don't trust our government to do anything of value with that. So I think at this point, we're still good to be in Google. I think everything will get hammered out either way. I think it's a good company. I love the pullback here after this gigantic move in earnings. I think you're getting a deal. I want to get into this thing somewhere around the 140 level is probably where I will sell naked puts post-election. NVIDIA, we got earnings coming up. Those earnings are on the 20th of this month, so right before Thanksgiving. We got a ways to go. We got an election to get out of the way. I'm not touching NVIDIA at all right now. We do have it in our portfolio, but I'll be looking to potentially add some more if we get a decent pullback. And if the election spurs a monstrous sell-off, even if it's only for hours or a day or two, I have plenty of dry powder. I will be loading up on several of these names. I will be loading up on Amazon. I'll be loading up on Google. I'll be loading up on NVIDIA. And I'll also be loading up on Tesla here. So I love the fact that after earnings, it cranked way up here and then hit its head, is selling off. And I'll tell you another thing on Amazon, sorry to switch gears on you, that I like is look at this 200 level here that it keeps bouncing on. So it's like a double top on Amazon. Call it maybe the Bezos wall. Bezos has been selling at 200 here. He's the main seller. He's just taking some of his profits off the table. He planned these sales. I love this fact. I like Bezos getting the heck out of some of this selling. Get it out of the way now so that the next time we get back up here, he's not selling anymore. I think that gives the upside a little bit more room to run. So I'm actually very positive on Bezos getting the heck out of the way with his selling now so that if Amazon starts to move higher, we don't have to worry about him dumping a whole bunch of shares and causing some fussiness going on there. But Tesla, I love the pullback in Tesla. It's rolling over on the daily chart. Let it go. Let's see where it drops. I do like the company overall. I do like Elon Musk overall. I'm not as big on the car company side as I am on all the other stuff they're doing. The whole robo-taxi, robo-cab thing, fine, great. But I really like the Optimus robot. Okay, I love what they're doing on the energy front of things. I love what they're doing on the AI side of things. I think he's the smartest man out there, and I think it's silly to bet against him when it comes to all of these things. I think you're going to see huge, huge things coming down the road from Tesla, not just on the car side. The car is great, generate some cash, fund all these other things, but I think it's AI, robots, energy. I think that's where Tesla is really going to shine, and I'm excited about that. I want to get into this thing somewhere around the 180-ish level. So that's what I'm going to be shooting for. Yes, that's quite a bit down from here, but you can make in a portfolio margin account. Most of these trades are about 6 month trades that I'm looking at, and I can make anywhere from 30 to 40 to even 50% selling some of these naked puts out there way below their current prices. So if I get assigned, fine, I will take them at a 20% discount. If not, I'm going to keep selling those puts. Sure, some volatility could come out of the market, but that's all good. I like that. So overall, those are what we're looking at. You on the big names that are out there. I'm not big on any of these other ones. Everybody loves Palantir. I think this thing is also heading lower. Let's see how low it goes, and maybe you can get your hands on some Palantir. But there's where we are. And then TMF, nice day today. We've got a good handful of shares. We actually covered calls in TMF and we sold calls in TLT today in both of our accounts. So I like where we are. I don't think we actually in Lazy Trader. I don't think I got filled on these. I did not. So I'm going to look tomorrow. If we get any kind of a continued bounce, I want to sell calls in TLT out a little ways. I've got bunch of laddered naked puts, 87, 90, 91, 92. And I've got quite a few contracts. So I'd like to sell some TLT up in that uh, probably the 97 to 100, maybe 100-ish range. Somewhere in there is where I'd like to just keep selling calls and generating cash upon cash. All right, let's take a look at some of the accounts really quickly, and then I'll share with you what we did. Had a great day today. Lazy Trader account, we're up about 6 grand on the day. We actually, though, booked $3,300 in realized. So we booked $1,000 Friday and $3,300 today. So we're up already this month. We've booked over $4,000 in gains. We're sitting at about a 69% buying power use when you take Bill out of the equation, which is not a ton, but it takes about 10% of it away. So we're in good shape here. We have plenty of cash to do some stuff within a portfolio margin account. So I like where we are. And what did we do today? Well, we did ease up on a few things. So today we sold naked puts. I'm sorry, we closed our naked puts in MicroStrategy. We booked almost $2,900 there. We made a 70% return in 110 days. We will take 70% in 110 days. And then we also closed our Google naked puts. Small gain, $480. It was a 56% return in just 48 days. So again, two good days today on getting out, freeing up some buying power, and making some adjustments pre-election so that we've got the opportunity now to go forward. So and buy into it after the election. So I'm excited. What did we do here in the main Income Navigator trading portfolio today? We booked $4,600. Yes, in 15 minutes, folks. Okay, that's realized profits. That's not me selling covered calls on a stock that's falling and only telling you how much I'm selling the premium for. That's me actually closing realized gains in this account. So overall, $4,600 to the good today. We've actually got our Vega down to about its lowest spot that we've been in. We had a nice, almost $14,000 bounce on net lick. Again, we're not too worried about the net lick. It's mostly bonds that are down, and that's all good. We'll continue to see that go. But what did we do today? So we made a lot of moves in here to kind of prepare the portfolio for the election. So I can't really explain them all to you, but I'll do my best in here. I did sell for $2,400. I closed the naked puts of a long-term 111 trade. We only, instead of our 90%, we took about 63% out of it. Why? just to reduce risk, book some gains ahead of the election. It's all good. I don't mind closing a little bit early, removed a ton of risk, freed up about $8,000 in margin. Then we went and sold a naked call that we had, and we've been just placing some naked calls up here with the market overbought. Okay, we've been placing naked calls. We made 47% in 34 days, so not a bad return. Booked 623 bucks there in 34 days. We took that off. It freed up a little bit uh, of buying power, even though it was a negative margin to begin with. It was still freeing up a little bit more buying power when we actually finally closed it. Then we booked another $1,300 today. Now we have an FB 112, which is a big fat 112. It's 500 wide on the put debit spread. And we closed the naked puts that we used to finance this trade. Now, we took a 73% gain off of those in 45 days. I would have liked to have gotten to about $1,600 at 90% or so. So I closed about $300 early, but that $300 freed up $8,000 in buying power and gives me a 500 wide put debit spread as a great hedge for both Delta and for Vega and for buying power out there. So not only did it free up buying power, but having that 500 wide put debit spread, indispensable. So I love it. I don't mind spending a couple $100. I made $600 on just a call, naked call. So I'm more than happy to spend 300 of that here. And then I also closed a kind of a spec 112 trade that we put on. We'd only been in this for 12 days. We booked $263 in cash. Most of that came off of the put debit spreads that we had in there. Pretty much broke even on the naked puts, but we booked 260 bucks. Ended up being a roughly a 7% return on the margin that we used in just 12 days. So you can't really go too wrong with that. And it took risk off. It freed up buying power. So we're in great shape. We're at 44% buying power right now, heading into the election. 18% of that buying power is in ES. All the rest of it's either in bonds or oil. So I feel pretty good, pretty insulated with where we are. Bonds is still the concern. We'll still keep working it. We'll still keep adjusting our trades. We're going to keep making money while we wait for bonds to do their thing, and we'll keep adjusting. We'll keep making money as we go. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys to see what I'm doing. But make sure heading into the election that your portfolio is where you want it to be. Don't be over leveraged. Okay, don't have nothing on necessarily. Okay. Be prepared for anything. One of these two knuckleheads is going to get into office eventually, but it could take days. It could potentially take weeks. It looks like it's a pretty close race, which means anything can happen. There can be legal challenges. I think we're in for a little bit of a ride. I hope not. I hope I'm totally wrong on it, but hopefully, from the market standpoint, we can get the Congress thing sorted out. Hopefully, a split House and Senate. Again, some of you aren't going to like me saying that, but I think that's the best thing for the market so that none of these people can go crazy and rack up even more debt. I'm concerned about the US debt. It's killing our budgets in Congress. It's killing our country. Nobody cares because it's not real to you yet. It's going to be real if things start coming home to roost on the US debt. So I'd love to see somebody, one of these two candidates, address the debt. I don't care about half of this other stuff. Okay. Yes, I care about the border. Yes, I care about the economy to an extent. I don't really care about taxes as much. Okay. Because if you're smart, okay, you can figure out ways to handle the taxes. What I do care about, okay, right now is get the doggone debt down. Okay. Get some stability around the world. Quit looking like a bunch of knuckleheads. Okay. And let's get it sorted out. So get out and vote tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody. We'll see you later. Take care. Bye bye.